for our study of all Shastras, so that our mind, intellect are tuned to the Lord, not totally lost in the world. As we said yesterday in one of the class, it is the every moment long or day long or lifelong struggle to pull ourselves away from the matter, the Prakriti, the Maya, the Koshas, the Rupanamatmaka Jagat towards the substratum, the truth, the reality. It doesn't just happen overnight. Even for one who has totally given up the world and engaged only in the pursuit of the truth, even to that person gone to the forest, giving up everything, to him also he'll have to work out both on his own antakarana till it becomes fit, and beyond that his own vasanas and prarabdha. Even though the new vasanas is not creating because of being away from the world. For him also it is a long struggle. And what to say about us who are so much again in the same world with upadhi tadatmya, with a strong jiva bhava, with value given to the world and world activities. In fact, more than undoing, for us there is a doing only is going on, doing of samsara. This is how we are now. But because we are holding on to the study every day, at least we are reminded. Even if the study is not there, we are not even reminded about the truth. Therefore, we will be totally lost in the cyclone of the samsara only. But then, even for us also, some hours of the day when we take up with some preparations under the guidance of the Guru, exclusively when we try for sadhana, something definitely will happen to inspire us. And then in spiritual sadhana, the result should not be expected in the outer world. That when I do this type of Vedanta Adhyatmic sadhana, the world should improve, the people should listen to me, my prarabdha should go away. No. That has a different field. That is done through Karma Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, a disciplined life, etc. Through the Vedantic Vicharana, only the knowledge of the self or the truth becomes subtler and subtler and subtler. If this knowledge is applied, then definitely to a great extent our reactions to the world we can change. World we can't change. World has been set up in a particular mode and the button is pushed, it will go on going on. But we get the wisdom of the reality, truth, intellectual knowledge, then we may respond in a manner that the happenings may not trouble us. Yeah, so don't say I'm coming regularly to class, then why my domestic problems are not going away. They won't go. They go with your upasanas. But with Vedanta Jnanam, you get a strength not to get carried away by them. That's the only thing we get. So let us be very clear about what we are doing, what for we are doing, what should we expect from what we are doing, and to expect or get something. For that, what exactly we have to do, that also we must know. So may today also in our studies of Taittiriya Upanishad, Yoga Darshanam, Mundaka Upanishad, Gita, Bhagavatam, 12th Skandha, Dashama Skandha, and also in our Adhyatma Ramayanam and Shukra Graha Stotram, may the entire Guru Parampara, Bhagwan bless us, may we tune to them, may we beg them, pray to them to be with us all through, to see that we are able to do our sadhanas well. Thank you. Let us start with same mantra, Bhadram Karnevihi, 6 times with the meaning in the heart. ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः सुष्ठुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः, भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः, स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः, स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः, स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः, स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः, भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः, स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः, स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः, स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः, स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः, भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः, स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः, स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः, स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः, स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः, भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः, स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः, स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः, स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः, स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः, भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः, स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः, स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः, स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः, स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ सहना भवतु, सहनौ भुनक्तु, सह वीर्यं करवावहै, तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ सुकृतेऽधिकृते बहुधा भवतो भविता समदर्शनलालसता अतिदीनमिमं परिपालय मां भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम्। ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि। ओं परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्तब्रह्मविद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। श्री वेदव्यास वैशंपायने आज्ञवल्क्य आदिगुरुभ्यो आद्यशङ्करादिगुरुभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधस्यस्मिन् क्षणे एव अनुभवसिद्ध्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकसंस्कृतेः हैन्दवसंस्कृतेः आध्यात्मिकसमस्तसाधनानां सम्प्रदायानां शास्त्राणां च पुनरुत्थान पुनर्जागरण विश्वव्याप्तिद्वारा विश्व अध्यात्मप्रगतिद्वारा शान्तिकल्याण एकता प्राप्त्यर्थं तत्कृतकङ्कणबद्ध समस्तसाधकभक्तसेवकौपासकानां समस्त शत्रुविघ्न निर्मूलना द्वारा शक्ति साधना संपदानां अवाप्ति द्वारा अनुकूलता सिद्धि द्वारा धर्म संस्थापन कार्ये दिग्विजयार्थं च श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद आदिशंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ओम अथ श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद ओम यस्मात् जातं जगत् सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रणीयते येनेदं चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः। यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं। तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरचयिनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते। शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः। नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मावादिशं ऋतमवादिशं सत्यमवादिशं तन्मामावीत तद्वक्तारमावीत आवेन्माम् आवेद्वक्तारम्। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ अथ द्वितीया ब्रह्मानन्दवल्ली शान्तिमन्त्रः। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ अथ सप्तमोऽनुभागः। ॐ असद्वा इदमग्र आसीत् ततो वै सदजायत तदात्मानग्गः स्वयमकुरुत तस्मात् तत्सुकृतमुच्यत इति। यद्वै तत्सुकृतं रसो वै सः रसगह्येवायं लब्ध्वानन्दे भवति को ह्येवान्यात् कः प्राण्यात् यदेष आकाश आनन्दो न स्यात् एष ह्येवानन्दयाति। यदा ह्येवैष एतस्मिन् दृश्येनात्म्ये निरुक्ते अनिलयने अभयं प्रतिष्ठां विन्दते अथ सोऽभयं गतो भवति। यदा ह्येवैष एतस्मिन्नुदरमन्तरं कुरुते अथ तस्य भयं भवते तत्त्वेव भयं विदुषो मन्वानस्य तदप्येष श्लोको भवति। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Friends, salute Parabrahma, Shruti Mata, all Brahma Vidya Acharyas, Veda Vyasa, Vaishampayana, Yagnalkya, our Bhashyakara Adi Shankara, and our own gurus. One of the very important, great, subtle topic for both contemplation meditation on Brahman, we are discussing from last more than a month and a half. From the beginning of the sixth Anuvaka, including even the earlier Anuvakas also, which were explaining Satyam Jnanavantam Brahma Nihitam Guhayam, then each of the kosha. Sixth one was so exhaustive, beautiful regarding where to find Brahman, how tat sruštva tadevanupravishat. They're all very, very important, very, very sublime thoughts as regards the Vedanta Vichara, Tattva Vichara is concerned. Then now the seventh one is taking us little more deeper. Every of the portion of the sentence, when we are scrutinizing, analyzing, then what we have to get from the Vedantic study, slowly that we are getting, and that is both the conviction about the existence of Brahman, second is how to find him, including where to find, etc. So, having understood all this, still there is Maya, we may not practice it. Like so many things we buy for use to home, but then many of them we don't use only. So too, the Maya will never allow us to enter into spirituality. Even if we enter, it makes us do only very superficial spiritual things of very lower level. Even if we come to the higher spirituality of study Shastra, it never allows us to understand. Even with struggle, Guru Kripa, even we understand, then still the last problem remains. He, as a jiva, as a deha in the world with my punya, with all outer luxuries, comforts, everything is going on smoothly. Let this knowledge is enough remained theoretically. I need not do practice or experience it. Or I have to practice and experience. That thought never occurs. Therefore, here also the deep Guru Krupa, Ishwar Krupa required. When they bless us from within the heart, array, theory to have understood, let me practice it and experience. That sort of thoughts will come. Then only we will be using the gained knowledge for Adhyatmic person sadhana, slowly growing to experience Siddhi. Otherwise, with all struggle, we learn this knowledge, and once we don't do sadhana and experience it, again involved in the world, all this gained knowledge gets faded away, unused ना यूज नहीं कर रहे तो अभी फेड हो जाता है वो. So therefore, knowing all these things required for sadhana, every one of them we have to know pakka and do them also. So, seventh Anuvaka, asadva idamagra asit tato vai sadajayata tadatmanagga swayamakuruta. Should say as that before only Brahman was there in the unmanifest form of Rupanama. From him only the Nama Rupa have manifested, and in and through the Rupanama, he alone is there. Keep on contemplating this point till we come to a saturation point of, therefore, all Rupanama are mere imaginations staying as long as we value them, agree to them, accept them. But in and through the nook and corner of them, what is there is Paramatma only. Like the ornament is there as long as we have value, importance, reality given to them. Other than that, the ornament is zero. What is there fully permeated is the gold only. Be careful about this example as well as the main thought. Therefore, our intellect's knowledge of everything is Brahman should overpower the mind and senses perception of the world. Mind and senses, when they are open to the world, they will present the world only as Rupa Namatmaka Jagat. And that is what they tell as if it is real, because उनके लिए वही real है. वो उतना ही देख सकते हैं. Like in the world also, everyone uses a thing or being in a particular manner, even though that thing and being can be used in a better manner. Why? Because he thinks that is enough, that is reality. Is it not like the grandchild with the दादा? दादाजी के साथ खेलना, है ना, टाइम पास करना. He thinks that दादाजी is only meant for that. He doesn't want to know or use. The Dada, with his 70 years of experience, has got so many things to convey as knowledge to that fellow. But he doesn't want to accept Dada like that. Therefore, he will not use him like that. In the same way, mm, the senses and mind can see the world in the Rupa Nama Rupa only. It's only the intellect equipped with the Shastra Jnana, with all the logics and quotations of various Upanishads, will prove to our understanding that all this scene is from something, some substratum that is beyond all the Upadis, that is beyond all the Visheshanas. That is our goal, to be identified with. So asadva idamagra asit tato vai sadjayata tadatmanagga swayam akuruta. Then tasmatat sukrutam uchyata iti. Then yadvai tat sukrutam raso vai saha. It was a very, very important thing we have discussed exhaustively. So for a Vidwan Brahmagnani, he has got Trupti and Ananda. But he has no outer rasa like every one of us. But he has got Brahmagnana. Therefore, where from the rasa for giving him the trupti and happiness should come from the existing Brahman only. Therefore, from Brahman or Brahman alone as the rasa, he is experiencing Trupti and Ananda independent of any coming, going, conditional objects of the world. Therefore, Saha Rasaha Eva. So Brahman is Rasa Swarupa. Therefore, wherever Rasa Swadhana is there, for us also, for the Jnanis also, it is a proof that beyond, behind that, to support it, the Brahma Tattva is there as pure, unrecognizable Satta, unrecognizable any lakshanas of the worldly objects, like the worldly objects. Then the very, very important sentence we have to carry throughout life is Rasaggahyevayam labdva anandi bhavati. You have to carry that. I am Purusha. Brahmagnani also, even others also. Rasam labdva eva anandi bhavati. Be careful about this sentence. Because of the presence and obtaining of that Rasaswarupa Brahma, alone there is Ananda. If that Rasaswarupa existence Brahman is not there, then the rasa will not exist. Without rasa, the trupti and trupti ke nahi hai to ananda would have not come. Still again, that Brahman which is rasa swarupa, from where the ananda trupti are coming, still that Brahman is undefinable. Is only indicated. Even Shruti Mata and Gurus or Shankara Bhagavan type great Mahatmas, even all of them also, they struggled and they failed. Now they stopped experimenting as to how the Brahman has to be proved with the examples of the world, etc. It is told in this way only through this type of logics. I know. Sometimes simple logics also work. One is what? Do you experience the whole world? Yeah. Do you experience the world as presence or absence? Presence only. Therefore, that presence, technically called as existence or satta, alone is Brahman. Therefore, wherever you are experiencing the world, wherever they are there to support that world experienced, the existence must be there. Point one. Simple. Second one is what? The existence cannot be separate from me because if I am different from existence, I must become non existent. Because anything opposite to or other than or contrast to existence must be non existent. But I don't experience myself to be non existent. Therefore, that existence must be me. Now, third point is that me, the existence, being the subject, cannot be objectified. Fourth one, in the presence of that, the upadhis are working. Upadhis are working in their own respective fields. They cannot work in the field of Paramatma Tattva. That Paramatma Tattva, existence Brahman, is not the field of the object of any of the faculties or the upadhis. Therefore, he cannot be seen through them. But when we stop using the upadhis and are still conscious, rise above them, then that existing Paramatma as my own self we experience. Now also we are saying it is my own self, but it is intellectual saying. But actually on the dhyana avastha, when we truly transcend all the panchakoshas or three dehas, we can feel, we can experience that I am that pure existence. Like in the dream, somebody comes and says, let us say, you are a waker, you are not the dreamer, you need not suffer all these banks. But that won't be suffice for us because in the dream, all this is a theoretical knowledge. But really, if you wake up and see, Are, absolutely, I am the waker. On me, the whole dream world and dream individuality is projected, which was creating such a havoc, such a everything. Sukha, dukkha, labha, हानि, सब सपने में जो सत्य लग रहे थे, when I wake up, it is not there. So too, when we realize our self beyond the upadhis, all else will be found to be not independently existing. That is the subsequent conclusion. So, whole thought is what? Rasaggahyevayam labdva anandi bhavati. It has both ways. Wherever any ananda is coming, be attentive. That is because of the rasaswarupa Brahma existing. That is why. If the existing Brahman is not there, then source of Ananda, whichever you call it, an object, a person, a thing, an action, a situation, an indulgence, kuch bhi ho, that would never give us the Ananda. That will never be existing, first of all, if the existing Paramatma is not there. Therefore, wherever where Ananda is there, it is because of Drupti. Wherever where Trupti, because of its Rasa. The Rasa for all of us in general are the outer objects. But even in the objects, the existing Brahman is there. The rasa for the Brahmagyan is directly Brahma Tattva only because they are not involved in the objects at all. But in both cases, Brahman alone has to be there existing. In his presence alone, anybody can have Ananda. Therefore, wherever I am having Ananda, it is a proof that Brahma Vastu is there. But the reverse or the converse of this sentence is more important. What it is, therefore, when one touches the core of Brahma Vastu, then alone one is truly Anandi, and the true Ananda is permanent, eternal, independent, effortless, one's own. All other Anandas, though are coming from Brahman, but through the Upadis, conditioned by the Upadis, colored by the Upadis, limited by the Upadis. देखो सीधा जो रहने से आनंद मिल रहा है ब्रह्म वस्तु उनको ही हम पकड़ ले में तो no unless this analysis done intellectually and understood then the pursuit of brahman at the cost of all other things we can't do if you don't do then you'll always be hankering behind the vishayanandas only never ever go toward the brahmananda. Hmm? Okay. So, from this sentence, because of him only, Rasagga Kevayam Labdva Anandi Bhavati is understood now. Now, yesterday we saw the next beautiful sentence of the main mantra. See, when you are studying Upanishads, especially in our classes, you have to have the book next to you. Book both having the mantra as well as Bhashyam. Then you have to listen what is said and see into the book also. Then, along with studying the book, we are understanding what is given that Shastra. Our classes will be fruitful that way. It's not like anybody's lecture anywhere you go without pen, paper, preparation of the mind. Listen something. The people of that type talk also that way. It can be entertaining to the people. Some information, some quotation, some logic, some value they share. Anyway, whether we practice or not, they always give a sense of happiness because they are truth. Our classes are not that. We are studying Brahma Vidya with the basis of Upanishad. It's a very serious, sincere attempt. It is a kaksha, it's a class. So book you have to have, follow the book, follow the speaker, and then correlate what is said to one's own self. This is called as Upanishad के द्वारा ब्रह्म विद्या and para vidya का अध्ययनम. If you don't have book, you are not following it, then it will be boring like all YouTube people. In a minute only you leave and go. Is it not? And it's not a sporadic one topic taken up and one talk is delivered on that. No. Systematic with the Bhashya, study of the greatest of the literature of the whole cosmos called as Upanishad. We have to give the due importance, due respect, due paddhati we have to follow. Then only we get the benefit. Even Ramayanam, Bhagavatam evening, if the book is there, very, very essential. Because we are not telling story out of our head or head. We are chanting the mantras and telling. Sometimes, okay, if you can't carry book, evening ka Bhagavad Katha sun sakte hai, Ramayana. But morning Upanishad to without book, we cannot. In the olden days, books were not there, but first few days the Guru will teach the mantras to the disciple. Disciple will by heart them. Therefore, the by hearted mantra is in his mind already. Then the Guru is teaching, then correlating with the mantra Shabdas, Guru is teaching, he used to understand. But we don't know the mantra by heart, therefore, book at least if is not there, then you'll always be, lagging behind, or there'll be lots of breakages in listening and understanding. Then you won't enjoy it. The real joy of life is when the knowledge, without doubt, we gain. Even the worldly knowledge gives us such a joy. If it's the knowledge about the truth, pakka gained with authority, with example, with logic, with analysis, with contemplation, How great the joy, mere knowledge. When that knowledge is applied, freed from the samsara, when the knowledge is practiced, experience of the self. Once that is gained, nothing remains to be gained and nothing is lost. All samsara is over. Be serious in this aspect. If you come to our morning classes, you must possess the book with you. Okay. Now, after seeing that, rasagga khevayam labdva anandi bhavati. Now, next mantra is equally important. Ko khevanyat kah pranyat yadesha akasha anando nasyat yesha khyevanandayati. These are the 3-4 sentences of the next portion. So here we have seen the Anubandha Bhashyam for it exhaustively. Then main mantra also we have to see today. I think so. Okay. Yesterday we touched it, but we will explain it more. Then comes another powerful one. Yesterday we spoke about it. Again we are saying. So the mantra is Kaha eva koheva anyat kaha pranyat yat eshaha akashaha ananda nasyat. Like which of the fans or bulbs or the tubes or gadgets are functional in the absence of the electricity. Any such power, electricity को stick हो जाओ. So which bulb will glow, which fan will move if the electricity is not there. So to kaha anyat, kaha pranyat, yad esha akashaha anandah nasyat. If in the Hridaya Akasha, that now Ananda named Sat Brahma is not there, who will do the Anyat, the exhaling, Pranyat, the inhaling? So Anyat and Pranyat, exhaling, inhaling, are both the insignia of the life, and because of these two only, all physiological functions, psychological functions, intellectual functions, all of them are happening. Inhaling, exhaling हो रहा है, इसलिए हम जिंदा है. जिंदा है हम इसलिए ही सोचते हैं, काम करते हैं, जो भी है. The life is going on. See that? को ही एव अन्यात कह प्राण्यात यदेश आकाश आनंद न स्यात्. ये जो हृदयाकाश में आनंद नेम्ड सद ब्रह्मा अगर नहीं है तो इनहेलिंग एक्सेलिंग ऑल ऑफ देम कैनॉट हैपन. नाउ हियर सम वेरी डीप थॉट्स आर देयर. आई डोंट नॉट शेयर ऑल दैट. एक तो क्या है कि we all think because we are doing inhaling and exhaling therefore we are alive. We think that we are eating the food therefore we are alive. But the actual thing is what? We are alive, therefore we are doing all of that. Be attentive it. It is excessive importance given to the upadhi and upadhi karma and identifying with them, considering ourselves as jiva. Therefore, this twisted vision is seen. Go more subtly. Yesterday also we saw that it is the presence of Brahman because of whom and for whose sake all these activities are happening. Therefore, without Brahman, they are not there. Brahman can be without them. And therefore, to reach to the Brahma Tattva, inevitably we have to transcend our identity with them. What's the fear in us? With the giving of the identity with Upadhi, we may not survive. The tension is there. We may not survive definitely as a Jiva bound with Upadhi and a sufferer. But we as a pure Brahma Tattva, that will be realized. That's always a greater benefit. इज इट नॉट? तत्व से सद्वस्तु से तादात्म्य तो महान ही है ना. ये वाला थॉट अगर नहीं है हमको, देन वी ऑलवेज फ्राइटन एंड गेट हेजिटेंट टू गिव अप द उपाधि तादात्म्य टू एंटर इनटू आत्मा अनुभूति. दे आर वेरी सटल थिंग्स. क्योंकि ना पढ़ाई करना अलग है, साधना अलग है. पढ़ाई के लिए यू कम वन डे, वन अदर डे यू डोंट कम. दे आर सम कैटेगरी लाइक दैट. यू सम ऑफ यू लाइक कंटिन्यूअसली कम, and there you are getting the rasa swadhana of the understanding. But the understanding and practice is different. Understanding gives its own satisfaction. With that satisfied understanding, continue to be a samsari. But moksha will not come. When you have to get the moksha, the understanding has to be practiced. At the time of practice, this fear comes. Will I survive? What will happen to me if I give up all these upadhis? वही हमको वो ब्रेक थ्रू को पाना है as a pure existing Brahman, which is eternal, identifying with that infinite vast bliss we will experience. We may not experience through the Upadhi, the Laukika Anandas. That is a Jivaka hai wo sab. A clerk seated outside in a very slowly moving fan with a table in front, a type machine. So he has got his own that type of comfort. But what about a big officer of the entire department? In a AC chamber with all protection, everything, beautiful he is there. No, any day becoming officer is greater only, no? No, no, I don't want to leave this van or this chair or this type machine, this neighbor with whom I fight every moment. If the clerk says like that, he will continue as a clerk only. If the jiva says ki through the indriyas I am getting Vishaya Ananda, in the Nidra I am getting Nidra Ananda, through Manam Buddhi I am getting Manasika emotional Ananda, Buddhi is the knowledge Ananda, I am happy with it too, then continue as a clerk. But we want to enjoy the Ananda like an officer like the Brahmananda, then we have to go into the different level. That clarity should come to us. It will take time. We are all on the path because we are regular in listening. The Shruti Rishi Parampara, the Shruti Mata Guru are observing our not only regularity but recently developed deeper sincerity. When this is the payment we give to them, they in exchange give us that breakthrough. Very intuitive, very subtle. What is that subtle intuitive thing? A readiness to be the Brahman, stopping becoming samsari, which has not yet come to us. We are just starting. We want to continue becoming happy in the world, not wanting to be the Brahman, even though with all our studies. इसलिए दिन भर हम वो वाला साधना जिसमें हम अपने आप को पाते हैं वो नहीं कर रहे. अगर रियली कन्विंस हुआ तो वी डू ओनली व्हाट दो साधनास by which we remain as Brahman. The dhyana abhyas alone we do to transcend the upadhi to be the self. But that we are not doing. So it shows that we are not yet ready for it. And what we are doing, the things of the world, that means we still have chosen to be the worldly only. So the breakthrough has to happen. Continuously listen the prayers, they will bless us one day. If that breakthrough doesn't happen, intellectual knowledge is gained, but life is lived only as a jiva. Like in politics, do the prachara for one, but vote for somebody. So we do the prachara of Advaita Vedanta, but vote only for the Maya Kruta Dvandva Dvaitatmaka Jagat. Dvaitatmak Jagat. Everybody goes through that stage. There's nothing like sin, it is. That is how the evolution. It's an evolutionary stage. So kohyevanyat kaha pranyat yadesha akasha anando nahasyat. So yat means yadi, eshaha, this Brahman, akashe means parame vyomni guhayam nihitaha. See, it is reminded again. In the Parama Vyoma Buddhi Akashame stationed, now newly named Ananda named Brahman, if he is not there. So Brahma के कितने आनंद हो गए? कितने नेम हो गए? His name is Ananda. His name is Trupti. His name is Rasa. His name is Sukruta. His name is Asat. His name is Sattu. See how many names are given. Not to confuse us, but to make us understand through all the words that one truth which cannot be understood, which is beyond. Now it is called Ananda. So this Ananda named Brahman, if is not there in the Guha Akasha. Now, specifically, Shruti Mata using the Ananda word for two reasons. One, every jiva finally is seeking Ananda. Therefore, second one, when it is told and we catch clearly that if the Ananda named Ananda Rupa Brahman in the Guha Akasha is not there, who will work or who will do inhale exhale? Means what? We are doing inhaling, exhaling for that Brahman Ananda only. Therefore, as long as we are inhaling, exhaling, try to reach to that Brahma in whom, in reaching of whom, your life is fulfilled. What a fulfillment of life? You want to be eternally Ananda. That eternal Ananda is in the cave of your own heart. Again, this has to click to us. Catching this sentence. So, हृदय आकाश में ये आनंद नेम्ड ब्रह्म नहीं है तो nobody will do inhaling, exhaling, means nobody will be alive to conduct anything. So therefore, people working for Ananda, People working because of Ananda. Second, people using the faculties to find outer Ananda, people using the faculties to find the inner Ananda in the effort of which faculties will help only to some extent, thereafter drop them, go and enter into the blissful self. That is what is to be caught. So, nasyat na bhavet chet kohi eva loke anyatu. If this Ananda named Brahman in the Guha Akasha is not there, who will do the Anyanam? What is Anyat? Apana Cheshtam Kuryat Ityartaha. Who will do the Apana if the Brahman is not there? Ananda named in the Hrudaya Akash. So the Apanana means response to what we receive from the world as well as throwing away the things from our system, the body. That is called Apana Kriya. परमात्मा नहीं है तो नहीं होता है. So to कहा प्राण्यात, who will do the pranyat means prananam va kuryat. The inhaling or taking the perceptions inside is done by the pranana kriya. So if that Brahman, Ananda named Brahman in the Hridaya Kohara, if he is not there, the Anyam and Pranyam will not happen. See, it's a very web type of, very beautifully knitted and knit, knitted or netted, what do you say? Shlokas are the lines. Only a scholarly dimag will analyze and understand every sentence independently and their mutual collective understanding leading to the proof of presence of Parabrahma in our Kevavat. Here, one thing only I'll say is what everybody is working in life for Ananda only. Ananda comes when there is a Trupti. Trupti comes when there is a Rasa. After that, the points we don't know. Rasa has to exist, no? Therefore, behind the Rasa, the existence is there. Behind the rasa, the existence must be there. Therefore, if you want really the ananda, you must have the trupti. You must have the, if you ever want to trupti, you must reach the rasa. Rasa is not independent, mind you. Rasa is because of Brahman, which is Sat Swarupa. Therefore, if you want to be really Anandi, you have to reach to Sat Swarupa Brahma only. That is the actual conclusion we have to arrive at. Not knowing this, we are only hankering behind the eternally, continually changing world of names and forms for Ananda and permanent Ananda. They are not giving Ananda, then how can they give permanent Ananda? What they are giving is the reflected Ananda, which is called as sense ticklings or pleasures, which are million times conditioned. Like, when you want to have a Ananda with a sweet eaten, how many conditions are required, Batao? First of all, the sweet should be made by someone. It should be available. It should be correct in its heat and cold. It should be correct in the ingredients made with which. Then it should be correct in the quantity. It should be put in a proper cup or sauce or whatever. The spoon इत्यादि. अब कितने conditions होना चाहिए देखो. एक स्वीट का आनंद लेने के लिए. Then if you are very selfish, others should not see. Is it not? I don't know to give it to others. They always fear हाथ से फिसल गया तो. I'm just giving. सारे चीजें एक बार नहीं होते होंगे. In experience any of the Vishayananda. But many of them will be their conditions. All of them have to be satisfied. Then more important than that is what? Our tongue should be in good condition. If I have a fever and the tongue is bitter, can I eat any sweet and enjoy it? No. I must have a sufficient time, like nowadays the youngsters are busy in earning lakhs of rupees but don't have even time to have a cup of coffee properly seated. भागते रहते हैं like a animal only gulp the food running. So you should have sufficient time given. कंडीशन है कि ना भाई एक एक चीज खाने को अपना टाइम देना पड़ता है. अब गरम गरम काफी एंजॉय करना है तो यू हैव टू स्पेंड 10 मिनट्स. मुंह में डालो तो पूरा जल जाएगा. फिर 10 दिन तक यू कांट. Then later on, your mind should be liking that way. The day of eating that sweet, intellect should be very convinced that this eating should not cause any harm to the health. Obviously, it should not be harmful to health also. How many conditions are there for enjoying one object? and it's not permanent again. Even all that are fulfilled, permanent नहीं है. Why permanent नहीं है? Because the objects will be over. 10 मिठाई है तो 10 खा ली तो 11 तो नहीं है ना. And these outer objects always have the diminishing value. First sweet joy, second sweet, third tak okay, fourth onward it will reduce only. The eighth one, if you eat, you will get only vomiting. It will have a diminishing value. That's a condition there. Then there are so many things how you have earned that object. पुण्य से कमाया कि पाप से कमाया. And is there any shareholder in that? If you are not shared with him, another papa will come. कितने